Y'all gonna love this homemade goodness today. We're gonna show you how to make goat's milk ice cream. First thing you're gonna need is 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You're gonna need 3 eggs beaten. You're gonna need 4 cups of goat's milk. That's some good stuff right there. You're also gonna need 2/3 cup of sugar. And in this little bitty dipping cup here, I have 2 tablespoons of water and 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. Go ahead and pre-mix that in something before we get started. All right, y'all, this is real easy. Just follow along. We're going to take 2 of our 4 cups of goat's milk, put it in a saucepan on medium heat. After we do that, we're going to take our thickener that I showed y'all how to make earlier, and we're going to throw that in there with it. Now, as I said, this is a thickening agent. If you forget to do this, you can still do it, but it's going to take you much longer to get your ice cream base set up, or a custard base, because that's really what we're making. So now we're going to take our 2/3 cup of sugar and throw that in there with it, and then we're going to quickly get this stirred. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure that all that sugar is dissolved. Keep it off the bottom of the pan so it don't scorch. And what we're looking for is pre-boil. We're not trying to boil this at all. We only want it to get pre-boil. And pre-boil is going to happen really quick with that thickening agent in there. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take our pre-boil mixture, take it off of heat. I'm going to go ahead and add teaspoons or tablespoons at a time, and we're going to whisk it in. The reason why we're using a whisk is it cools down the mixture much faster than a spatula or spoon. If you notice, I'm just going to keep adding that mixture. I want to bring those eggs up slowly to temperature so they don't cook once we add them to our custard base. Now, as you can see, I'll go ahead and speed it up for you because it does take a little while. If you don't add it slowly, your eggs will cook, and then your ice cream is going to have cooked eggs, and it's going to be nasty. But if you do it right, you're absolutely going to love this. So as you can see, we got it all in there. It just takes a few minutes to get it in there quick enough to where they don't cook, and we're going to put it right back on heat. Now, this is what pre-boil looks like in case you didn't know. It's not rapid, it's not rolling, it's just foamed around the edges. You can see little bubbles starting to pop up at the surface. Once we see that, we're going to take it off heat again. Now we're going to have to try to cool it off. And how we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and start just stirring this as much as we can. I'm recommending at this stage to go ahead and use a whisk, but I'm not doing that. We're also going to add our last 2 cups of milk because that's going to help cool it off also. That's why I had you to add that back. This milk is chilled. Now we're going to go ahead and whisk or stir that milk in and get it all blended. Now I'm smarting up. I have the whisk in my hand. What we're trying to do is get this stuff down to a temperature to where we can pour it in a glass jar and set it up in the freezer. So before we do that, we're going to get it cooled off just enough to where it don't cook our vanilla or evaporate it, which is why we want to get the heat down to about 90 to 100 degrees. We're going to stir our vanilla flavoring in, and then after that, we're going to take our base and pour it inside of our glass jar and go ahead and get ready to put it inside of the freezer. Now, when we put it in the freezer, we're going to keep it around probably an hour. All right, y'all, magic of time. We have an hour gone. We're going to take our base, which is much thicker, and we're going to put it in our ice cream tin, and we're going to get ready to start spinning it into ice cream. Now, just set up your ice cream maker according to directions or how you do it. Drop your ice cream down into the base, throw your salt and ice, and get her spinning. Now we're going to let her spin for about 35 minutes, and then we're going to take it out. I'll pull out the paddle, and I'll show you that we're going to have somewhere around a melted milkshake or maybe soft serve ice cream, a little softer than that. Anyway, you can see what it looks like here. Now what we're going to do is clean off the paddle, scrape down the sides, and we're going to take this stuff and we're going to put this tin in the freezer. We're not going to take the ice cream out, just going to leave it where it's at. It'll chill much faster. We're going to go ahead and throw that in the freezer, and we're going to let it set again for another hour. Now, after an hour, it's your choice. You can check it. I think this right here is pretty close to a soft serve ice cream. I'm going to go ahead and make me a bowl and put it back in the freezer. The consistency is definitely your choice, but by now it is ready to eat, and you're absolutely going to love this stuff. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to take some of our homemade cajeta made from goat's milk also. This is just caramel sauce. Homemade from goat's milk, and I'm going to drizzle it on top of that homemade goat's milk ice cream. And y'all, I'm telling you, this stuff is absolutely dangerously good. So y'all got to try this. I'm not going to be eating it in front of you, but y'all take my word for it. This is absolutely the best stuff I have ever had as far as ice cream goes. It's absolutely good. All right, listen, we thank y'all for watching this video. We sure do appreciate it. And if you're wondering about that homemade cajeta, yes, we are absolutely going to do a video on that too. It's very, very easy, but it is time consuming. Thank y'all again, and we'll see you on the next.